Welcome once again to Breakfast Central. Now, of course, more interesting stories this morning. Solomon Buchi, Nigerian writer and life coach, penned down a love post to his fiancée, Arike Adeola, who's an investment analyst and podcaster. The first paragraph of the post reads thus: "You are not the most beautiful woman, neither are you the most intelligent woman, but have chosen to never find perfection in anyone else." The post has since gone viral, generating mixed reactions and sparking a global debate. A huge number of people have expressed their displeasure, but Solomon, in a subsequent post, stood by his position.
Now, joining us for the very first time to both speak about the subject matter straight from the horse's mouth is Solomon Buchi, writer and life coach. Good morning, Solomon. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Olive. Good morning, Osa. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. We also have his fiancée, Arike Adeola, investment analyst and podcaster. Thank you very much for joining us, Arike.
Thank you. Good morning to you both.
All right, Solomon, I know you were tempted over and over to maybe respond to everyone who, was throwing all that backlash at you. But you took your time to eventually, put out a note after. But let's quickly talk about the inspiration behind that love note. Where did it come from, in the first place?
Yeah, so basically the love note was actually inspired by the beauty of commitment and the beauty of the entirety of understanding that you are giving someone your all. And in giving someone your all, it's not a result of having someone who is outperforming other people out there, but having someone that you've decided to just choose and stick with. Basically, it was just me expressing pure commitment and what it means to truly be with somebody. That's actually where it came from. That was the inspiration behind the post.
Let's talk to Arike. Arike, you mentioned in a radio interview that Solomon sent you this post before sharing it with the public, and you were okay with it. How did you feel when he started getting some backlash about it?
Honestly, I was really shocked because, like I said in the interview, I was fine with it. I thought it was a very beautiful and profound way of him actually expressing his love for me. And then all the backlash was just, honestly, I was so shocked. And I was so sad for him as well, because a lot of people were saying so many horrible things. And in my mind, I was just thinking, they don't even know him. They don't know him. They don't know his character. They don't know, they know nothing about him. And they're just making these baseless comments based off of one post. It was really shocking for me.
Well, they know nothing, about the both of you, and what happened before the post. But, I'm going to go on back to Solomon now. Your post eventually generated mixed reactions from a global audience. And, with it, of course, came with the backlash that we're talking about. What, for you, was the most shocking criticism that you received? And, what, is the highlight of all of this for you?
Everything was shocking, to be very honest. Everything was actually just shocking. I was called a narcissist. I saw a lot of comments from women saying that I'm actually trying to punch her down, that I am insecure, I don't love her, and just a lot. And the highlight for me was basically that people perceive through the lens of their trauma, their own perceptions, their own realities, their own insecurities. And it's not necessarily what I say, but the way they see themselves in the picture of what I say. So they put themselves in that picture. But everything was quite shocking. The kind of things that were actually said about me were actually quite shocking and interesting. I was just like, really? But that's it.
Solomon, I'm going to quickly piggyback on what you just said. You made reference to some of the comments that were thrown at you, and one of them was that you were called a narcissist. And you are a life coach. You do a lot of reflections and therapy, not just for yourself, but for other people. Do you think that there's an element of truth in what they said? Would you consider yourself a narcissist?
No, actually. And that we live in a world where people actually try to name call and label people narcissist every time, especially when people do things that they don't like or maybe abusive to them. But however, narcissistic personality disorder is actually a psychiatric issue. It's a real issue that people actually struggle with. And I don't have such diagnosis. so I'm not a narcissist.
All right, I'm gonna, ask Arike now about, both your families. Of course, in this part of the world, marriage is between two families, not just two individuals. How, have your families, handled, all of this, and has it in any way changed their perception of Solomon?
No, it hasn't actually, because again, they completely understood what he was trying to say and what he was trying to communicate, and they got the message that he was trying to pass across. So I think for them, their priority was just making sure that we were okay in the midst of all the all the backlash and all the comments and everything. So they just wanted to make sure that we were actually fine. And yeah, so their perception didn't change at all of Solomon, because they've met him before and they know that he's very sincere, and that his love for me is very genuine. So yeah.
How do you feel, Arike? You've now been shot into the limelight, not just you, but your relationship. Would you say that this has added any form of pressure on you, and how are you able to handle it if yes?
So in terms of how I'm able to handle it, I think I actually prepared myself mentally before it happened. So during our relationship, I actually asked Solomon not to post me at all, because I wanted to enjoy my anonymity for a bit longer. But yeah, I had kind of prepared myself mentally for the attention that was going to come when he did post the engagement video. So I think that's why I kind of handled it very well, because I had taken time beforehand to actually process everything and to prepare myself for the good, the bad, and the ugly. So yeah, I just took it in my stride, to be honest. And in terms of how it affected my relationship, it hasn't at all, because again, he sent it to me days before he posted it, and I completely understood it. So it had no bearing on our relationship at all.
All right. I'm gonna let's go back to Solomon, and talk about, a post that you made in 2020. Remember, some, people had to go dig up, of course, that's regular Nigerian social media behavior. They dug up a post you made in 2020. So, can you quickly share, with us, how, that post, became relevant in today's conversation, and did it in any way affect you and the way that you thought?
Oh yeah, so basically when I made the post in 2020, even if like the starting lines of the post contradicts what I actually said this year, however, when you look at the post holistically and you look at the ending lines, I said that that the beauty that committing to ourselves and the intimacy that we share is better than the beauty, or is deeper than the beauty. And that was actually part of what I was trying to communicate. And then the part where I said there is no need telling or letting your wife know that she is not the most beautiful woman in the world. Obviously, my stance actually changed on that. And my stance changed because I realized that it is deeper and sweeter and more intimate to let your partner know that there could be better people there based on any metrics that the world has actually placed. However, you decide to choose them. I think that that's actually more, that speaks about more intentionality than you telling them that you chose them just because they are the best in the world. And that can actually put pressure on them, where they constantly want to outperform other people, which is not realistic. I believe that there will always be people that are more intelligent, more good looking, more beautiful, more handsome, whatever, more amazing, more romantic than my partner, right? But I have to intentionally choose them. And I think that that is where the beauty lies, in the fact that we are being real and we understand the reality of commitment.
Arike, it's not a lot of Nigerian women. I'm sure this is where the backlash is coming from. A lot of Nigerian women want to be called the most beautiful woman in the world. They want to be told that nobody is finer than they are in the whole planet.
I don't think it's just Nigerian women. I would say.
Well,
women.
a lot of it came from started in Nigeria. So Arike, I want to know what you think about it. Did you at some point want to also be seen as the most beautiful woman in the world? By your partner?
No, actually, because I'm quite a realistic person. I mean, I am a bit idealistic sometimes. Well, I'm more idealistic than Solomon is. But I actually appreciated that, because it kind of took the pressure off me to try to be anything else apart from me, and it really gave me the permission and the room to just be myself. And I think that's why I found it so profound, because he's literally saying that there's no other me. Like, no matter how beautiful other women may be, no matter how intelligent they may be, they can never be Arike, they can never be me. And I absolutely love that. So and again, I'm quite secure in my identity. I'm quite secure in the fact that I am beautiful, and in the fact that I am intelligent. And my security in my identity doesn't come from his affirmations. So yeah, like I think a lot of people may have had an issue with it, and this is just my opinion, but
yes.
I think a lot of people may have had an issue with it because they were kind of projecting their own insecurities rather, onto the post,
Yes.
and you know, their own like identity issues that they may not have addressed. So I don't want to be told that I'm the most beautiful, because that's unrealistic. That doesn't even make sense. But number two is just like, it's just nice to just be given the room to just completely be yourself unapologetically.
Absolutely. Arike, thank you so much for joining us this morning, for making time. Thank you to Solomon for joining us. We wish you both the best in love and in life from here on always.
Thank you so much.
Oscar.
Thank you for having
Thank you so
us.
much, Oli.
Thank you.
It was really nice talking to you guys.
It was nice speaking with you as well.